Hello, my name is Leon Arellano. We just heard Karen Rebollo talk about the principles of instruction, and I will be over the educational applications. Individual differences, readiness for learning, and motivation are all issues that the teacher has to consider when he is teaching to his students. Educators need to keep in mind the three learning styles: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Cognitive processes and instruction. Educators also need to keep in mind how students perceive the world. Here is a picture that Stephen Covey had showing how two different persons can see the same picture and see different things in the same picture. In this case, we can see an old lady and a young lady in the same picture. This is all about how people perceive things. How students encode and remember is very important because it's going to let them recall what they know about at the end. The most important thing is how students apply information of knowledge. I have heard a saying that states, knowledge is like paint, it does no good until it's applied. This is our goal as educators, that students get knowledge and then can apply it to real life. Cognitive processes and instruction. This is the transfer of learning. For this, there are many techniques that help the students remember by relating one thing to another so they can recall easier. Also, students need to learn how to learn. Those are going to be very important for them and they are going to become a life learner person. And metacognition, we'll be talking about that in the next chapter. Implications for assessment. Prior knowledge is a powerful tool that should be used because this is going to let students connect with what they know and even culture, and all these make the knowledge or the lesson relevant to the students and he will learn more. The social context for learning information processing theory focuses on the cognitive mechanism involved in the comprehension and retention of sensory data from the environment. Relationship to other perspectives like digital psychology information processing theory also addresses perception. Information processing theory treats perception as one of the major steps in acquiring and remembering information. For gestal psychologists discuss perception only in problem-solving situations. Educators need to keep in mind that perception is reality and what students perceive is the real world for them. Developing a classroom strategy. Designing instruction for information processing should focus on transforming the logical meaning of knowledge into psychological meaning. And for comprehension, there are three steps, and they are: the step one is to develop cues to guide the reception of the new learning. The step two is to select or develop conceptual supports that facilitate the encoding information. And step three is to develop cues that aid the retrieval of learned information. Comprehension strategies. There are two steps for comprehension strategies, and they are: step one is to teach attention focusing strategies, and step two is to teach summarization and self-questioning strategies. For an example, for my kindergarten classroom, I let the students share what they did the day before. They have to write a story and then they have to make a picture of it. Once they are ready, they have to go to the smart board on the document camera and they have to read and they have to tell and share what they did the day before. This is an activity that they love and it's developing language, and they also need to remember what they did the days before. Students need to verbalize to internalize. Summary of the information processing theory. We have some basic elements and the definitions. The assumptions are: memory is an organizer of information. The learning is processed to change information into cognitive structures. Learning outcome, some form of cognitive structure. Components of learning, perception, encoding, and storage in long-term memory. Designing instruction for complex skills, we're going to look at on chapter 7. And major issues in designing instruction: new learning to existing knowledge, monitor comprehension, structuring learning to facilitate processing.